Hi, this video is to show the proper way to install tie rods on a steering rack without ruining the rack, and I'll also show you how to install and remove steering rack limiter clips. So this rack has already had the inner tie rod, or outer tie rods and inner tie rods removed from it, so it's just going to be assembly. Disassembly's exact reverse. You can use a crescent wrench on the input shaft of this particular rack to turn it to this side towards the pinion gear so the rack extends out on this side. Do it very slowly so you don't pump fluid out the fittings. Turn it out about 1.5 inches, 2 inches or so. Now here are the steering rack limiter clips. Ford's used these on a lot of applications. Different years have different number and thicknesses of clips depending upon the tire size of the car and the year of the chassis and so forth. They can just be pried off the steering rack even with the tie rod in place. So you just pull the bellows back, pop them off with a screwdriver or your fingers if you need to remove them or add them, depending upon what changes you make to the car. So extend the rack out a couple inches so you can see the gear teeth. Take a large crescent wrench, adjust this a little bit. So, large crescent wrench, put it so it's sitting, one jaw is on the teeth of the gear, and the other surface is against the curved round section of the rack. Tighten the jaws all the way, slide it all the way up to the casting, so it's not going to move. The job of this crescent wrench is that when you're applying torque on this nut with the second wrench, you're not bending the pinion gear on the end of the input shaft and imprinting the gear teeth on the rack. So, take the outer tie rod, okay, it's hand tight. Take a large crescent wrench or a open end wrench if you have the correct size, which is really big. I think it's 1 3/16 for this application. Tighten the wrench. If you have a crow's foot that's large enough and a torque wrench, you can torque this. If you keep the crow's foot in line with the wrench, there'll only be a small amount of correction needed. Remove this wrench. To do the other side, turn the rack around. You will be able to, if you only extend this side of the rack out just enough for the wrench on this side, you'll be able to hold the rack on this side with this wrench while tightening that side. The rack teeth are only cut into the rack about this far. So it's not possible to extend the rack out of the housing that direction and grab the teeth. There aren't any teeth on that half. So you have to put this primary wrench on this side. Put the bellows on, tighten the clamp up. When you put the second tie rod on, don't forget to put the air transfer tube on or you'll be undoing the bellows again. That's pretty much it.